Good evening. Welcome to Grandma's Attic Music Review. My cameraman didn't think I was going to be ready. It's all good. So anyway, good evening and welcome to our show. Again, thank you so much for joining us. It just thrills me to no end that you enjoy the show and that more and more people are joining watching it. I thank you for your letters, for your emails, for your Facebook comments. It's just very, very nice of you to enjoy the music that I'm able to bring in for you. There's so much talent in this area. Tonight, I have a really cool show. Number one, this young man caught my attention several years ago, and I think he's been here once, but now he's here for a reason. When the Whaley Awards were several weeks ago, he was out of town. Right now he's in the other room over there, and I have a little something for him. But we're going to give that to him tonight, and I'm really excited about it. He deserves it, and it's going to be a great night. But let me introduce to you, for your listening pleasure, with his sidekick, my friend and yours, we have Kamoflage and the Fiddler. Give him a warm welcome to your living room.
How you guys doing today? I have my first song for you. It's called Rather Be With You.
Relationships are hard. You know that, I know that. And from your standpoint, I could see how dating an artist could be near impossible. But I want to just take this time out to not only point out some of the things we got going wrong, but the fact that you got to know me as an artist, you got to know me as an individual, not just me as an image. And I applaud that.
Connecticut People Records.
So at the end of the day, realistically, I would rather be with you than somebody else.
Yeah, you my bad chick, but you so nice. But you look expensive, so what's your price?
Money.
Get you anything you want, you cause you deserve it.
I got it.
And I'll get you anything because I know you're worth it.
Yeah.
Ooh. But why are you so insecure? Blaming it on the last guy that left you hurt.
Why?
You don't see me talking about how this girl and that girl wasted my money. I ain't get reimbursed.
Not at all.
So I'm a punk and never hated.
Yeah.
You knew I was talking before we started dating.
What?
Before we started waiting. And you knew my type way before we started dating. Give me one, do things, and I'll get you anything, even a few things. Try my best, a few things. Yeah. I would rather be with you than somebody else. Cause there's nobody else for me, no. I'd rather be with you than somebody else. There's nobody else for me. I'd rather be with you. 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 You getting mad at other pictures just for clicking like? What? You want a brother that nobody likes? Yikes. Messages and emails, making sure I'm not texting females. See, well, what had happened was, you'll never hear it. I keep it real. I don't make decisions based on emotions I feel. But if If we got problems, girl, we could work it out. Just lay your body down, yeah, I could work it out. Well, although I do like being a sweet guy, the real truth is always better than a sweet lie. Besides, if you knew your worth, you wouldn't question what's, well, worth a better question. We pull each other, and that creates tension. Did I forget to mention? The only one that's caught me this real so far. So do your plate and I won't have to find another part.
I would rather be with you than somebody else. There's nobody else for me, no. I would rather be with you than somebody else. There's nobody else for me, I'd rather be with you. 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 Girl, I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you.
Check it out.
I would rather be with you than somebody else, 'cause there's nobody else for me. Oh, I would rather be with you than somebody else, 'cause there's nobody else for me.
Fiddler, take it.
You. I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you. Yeah. I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you. No, I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you.
Yeah, that's one of like my favorite songs to like perform. But I got one more. It's called Somebody to Love, not to be confused with somebody else's song.
So great. Kamoflage Remix C P R
Connecticut People Records.
Something so lovely.
Yeah.
What you looking for? What you hope to find? You looking for love? You ain't finding mine. It's not because it's dead or I need some help. It's just because I never found it myself. But I'm comfortable in my love life and I'm alright with my sex life. You should tell me what love like. What is that like? But then again, I don't wanna know. But if it's a place, then I don't wanna go. Don't wanna be lonely, just looking for someone to love. Yeah. Everybody's looking for. Somebody to love. Somebody to love. Somebody to love. Who you looking for? What you hoping to see? You looking for love? You ain't looking for me. Hey, show me some proof. Love really exists, and show me some proof. You digging in a place where all the love is gone. But if you thinking I'm the one, I hope you know you wrong. I hope you know this song. And if you like this remix, we'll download the song. Remix, turn it up. All my homies with that good stuff can burn it up. And all my friends that love music can turn it up. Cause all that drama does not concern us, no. Walk in the club, I get kisses and hugs. And I ain't in it, but I get it, so I show love. Just want you to see, I just wanna be me. I just wanna be free, but everywhere I go it's like everybody's looking for somebody to love. Don't wanna be lonely, just looking for someone to love. Like everybody's looking for. Don't wanna be lonely, just looking for someone to love. Somebody to love. Somebody to love. Somebody to love.
love, love. Somebody to love, love, love. Somebody to love.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come over here for a minute if I don't trip over. Jabez is coming too. Jabez thinks this is really important. So let me see if I can do this without dying.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
How are ya?
Can we
Give me
hug?
some love.
Can we?
Mwah.
Oh, I missed you.
So I missed you too, and the Whaleys were a few weeks ago.
They were.
Where are you?
I was in another time zone, unfortunately. I was in Texas.
Why? Well, maybe I don't need to know that.
Well, I actually was down there to see some family since my brother graduated from the Air Force. I hadn't got a lot of time at all to see my family who lives in Texas, and I have a lot of family I never met before.
Cool.
So I took that time to go out there and actually saw two of my friends get married
Nice.
while I was out there. Killed two birds with one stone.
Well, I killed a bird for you.
Oh, no.
I was
type of
asked
bird?
to be a presenter for the Whaley Awards, and that's kind of an honor.
Yeah.
I was a nominee too and all that stuff.
You always
Yeah,
present
forget
them.
about
You're
it.
always the best person to present them.
But, well, all the guys that do like hip hop were all sitting in front of me, you know, Camacho and Eric Lamb and the whole gang.
Yeah,
Enemy the
those are
Illest, and
the legends.
they're all the legends, right?
Yeah.
They're all sitting out there and they're all waiting because I read off best rap hip hop
There's a hip hop
act.
and R&B.
And I'm like, who could this possibly be? And so I take the thing like this. It says best on it.
It's hip hop and
And I
R&B
open
act.
it like this. Of course, I had Marco up there with me from Marco's Punk Rock Jukebox. And yeah. So I open it like this, and the big letters say you, and we're calling for you. And Vince Tuckwood's daughter says, you can't see him, he's camouflage. And so I said some things on the stage like, well, maybe I'll just have to cougar him. And
I think I've seen a clip of
But
it.
I had all the people of your peers cracking up. But in truth, let me be honest, if you'd been there, I would have told you how incredible you are. How the first time that I heard your stuff, I fell in love, not just with you, but with your music. You know, since day one, I've encouraged you and supported you and tried to put you on TV, radio, whatever. You're an amazing young man. Not only do you put out good music, but you're an upstanding family guy that loves your community, loves your family. You have scruples and etiquette and all the stuff that goes with being a really awesome person. So it's not just because of the award. It's not just because of the award, but it's because of who you are that I am absolutely honored that on the Grandma's Attic radio show, I get to give Kamoflage his Whaley Award, and I have goosebumps, and I hope you cry, and I'm going to go back and sit down. Here is your award, my dear. I'm so proud of you. It's so well deserved. Here's your little, you need to keep that.
You know where this is gonna go? I have to be very honest with you and everyone who's like watching. I remember when you called me, and I was in Texas. I was at a wedding, and that's already a beautiful enough scene, you know. Weddings are always cool. And when you called me and told me that, I didn't even believe, one, it was you. I didn't believe that I had won anything, and I literally had like a moment of just like silence because, you know, you put in, as an artist, I'm sure every artist in my area can agree, like you put in so much work just to not only break out in your community, but break out of your state and make something really pop to listeners.
Right.
And for you to call me and say that like this is not just a win for me. This is a win for everybody who's ever been in the same position or even a nominee. I remember
especially in this area.
Yeah, last year I remember telling myself like, yo, I have to win a Whaley next year. I gotta push something. I gotta push a project. I gotta push myself. I have to really become something worthy of not only being a nominee, but someone willing to, or who's able to win a Whaley. And for you to be, of all the people that could have. Of all the people, don't look at me, man. You're gonna make me cry. Mm-hmm. Of all the people that could have been on that stage and opened this envelope, they spelled my name right. I don't know if you had anything to do with that. But of all the people to give me a call and say like congratulations, that like literally made me cry. And everyone who was there will tell you the same thing. I had my little punk moment. The only one ever.
Yeah,
No.
especially the only one ever for
No,
real.
This is so cool, man. I actually have something to put up and say, listen, man, my community feels me. Dot feels me.
I felt you since day one, and I believe in you, and this is just step one.
Yeah.
We're going to go higher.
Absolutely.
New England Music Awards, and then the Grammys. So keep doing
that's
what
the
you're
goal.
doing, my friend,
Up and up.
because you deserve it. Your music is positive. Let's go sit down and talk. I'm
Sure.
so proud of you, and congratulations on your
Thank
wheelie.
you.
Take a moment while I go get my seat, and then come join me.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm getting back to my seat. I want to remind you all of some things. So, some things coming up in the area. The I Am Fest is coming up in September, also the Garlic Fest. The Two Left Feet Blues Festival is September 12th. Start planning that now. It's an all-day event. It's huge. It's up at Powder Ridge. There's some great local shops downtown in New London doing some amazing things. There's a brand new store on Bank Street that's all women's clothes. It's so cool. It's up the latest fashions, and it's up to date, and it's styling. Go there, check it out. The Hive Shop is doing some amazing things, and not only are they selling skateboards and stuff or whatever, but they have a nonprofit behind them. They were working on building a skating park here in New London, and if you want to help that out, please go in and talk to them. This city needs a skating park for our kids. You know, the more things that we give our kids to do, I'm on my soapbox, you're right, the more stuff that we give our kids to do, the less trouble. It's bored kids that get into trouble. And we've got some of the most amazingly talented and courageous kids in the world in New London County. So support them. Go into the Hive Shop and ask about the skating park project, okay? Also, of course, the Eyeglass Lass, Cobalt Blue. There's a couple of new tattoo shops. Check those out. Just support the local arts. Fiddlehead has a sale on garlic right now. Huge garlic, $2.99 a pound. That's awesome because usually it's like $5 something a pound, and it's garlic cloves. It's good stuff. So go check out stuff. Check out your local neighborhood. Check out the Hygienic Art Park. Movies on Wednesday night. And now I'm going to talk to my guys and local. You know, local. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Whew. How does it feel to be a Whaley winner?
It feels kind of like I'm reliving that same moment like again, because I've never even held one. So this is.
I held it all the way
awesome.
home. I didn't let go of it. I didn't let it out of my sight. It sat on my little inside table like all this
Oh,
time.
this
It's
is
been
so
right in the
cool,
exact
man.
same place I put
This
it.
is so cool.
Yeah, it is, and it's so well deserved. It is. It's so well
Baby.
deserved. You look at that smile.
Oh, man, I can't help
It's-
it. I can't help it. I hope they can see all my teeth.
What did your mom say when you told her you won a Whaley? Because your mom is really proud of you, and she's really a part of what you do.
Yes, she's the biggest facet of like who I am as a person. I have to give her credit for not only my discipline, but the reason why I'm so humble when it comes to things. Because there's one thing to be an artist and, you know, a producer or a poet, whatever you are, and then to actually deserve for people to listen to you. And I think that one of her biggest things that she gave to me is being humble. At the end of the day, resetting yourself and not pretending you're a god or that you're holier than everybody else. And just remembering your role as like a human being first and foremost. And she's definitely instilled that into me from Jump Street. She supports me. I could be around the globe,
Right.
anywhere, and I could say, hey, Mom, I have a show tomorrow. And she would show up.
Pride Fest.
She would show up, yeah.
Do you remember Pride
yes,
Fest?
Of course, man. I think she was in another state. And she got in a rental car and drove all the way down to New London.
For Pride Fest. Yeah, that was an amazing day also. I think that
She'll
was
do
the first
anything.
gig I ever booked for you. And it wasn't well
Yes.
paying. It
Yes,
wasn't
it
well
was.
paying, but
I
it
don't
certainly was huge exposure.
Yeah, I don't even remember getting paid. It was just fun. I was out
Yeah,
there
yeah.
with friends, you know, like friends that I haven't seen in a while. It's never been about the money from this, man. I'll get money when that happens. I'll get money from tours, and when I get signed one day, that'll happen. But when it's within the community, I would do a show at Oasis, at anywhere, and not expect anything really, because I really just want people to hear what Connecticut has, like what's out there, what I've been working on for the past year, 2 years,
Right.
whatever. It's just about exposure, and then that's what I mean about resetting yourself. A lot of these artists, I don't think, get it. They want to be, you know, underground hip hop, but they want people to pay $20 to go see them perform a lackluster set, and they didn't even put any money into their own craft.
Right.
And really, I never understood that about other artists.
Well, there's some of those, but
There is, but
when we look at the artists that are kind of in the same field as you,
yes,
and I'm talking about people like
the Camachos,
like Camacho and Enemy the Illest, and
Yeah.
the guy that I keep forgetting his name that keeps winning all kinds of awards.
who keeps winning them or did like
Yeah, like last year.
Last year it was like Street Code Dange, and he took
That's-
home
Yeah, right
everything
across
under
the
sun.
board, across
It
the
was
board.
like reading Rainbow. He just take all the awards home. Every single category that I was in, I was just
He was
sitting
like-
back like, watch him win this one too, and he did.
Yeah.
And I congratulated him, and I can proudly say that it is an honor to be not only like friends with you and people who are like superstars to me from like from another artist level, but it's awesome when you're in the same category as your fellow peers. And I don't have any beef with anybody. I don't have any disrespect with any of these artists. When they win awards, I feel like, heck yeah.
It's all about the awards, and Jabs won last year too.
Yes.
and he's doing some
Me
fabulous
and him still
stuff.
have a song that we've been working on for a year, and it's just hard when everyone's trying to, you know, go their own lane and do things. Every now and then your paths intersect, you make a good record, or you see each other at the awards, and then you're back on your own roads.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. That's awesome. And it's like I said before, it's just really cool to see people that you're battling every day to be that breakout star. You're battling every day to be best hip hop R&B act and put out a good song that people can feel, or put out a good project, or a good
Put out a good
collaboration.
TV show that
Or a
everybody
good TV
loves.
show that everyone loves to watch. But
Yeah.
it's good to know that the people that you are competing against, in a sense, are your fellow peers. Dude, Camacho was like my #1 favorite artist, you know, years ago, and I was like,
Right.
dude, who's that kid? And you know, me and him are in the same age bracket, the same music category, and
I
you
just
know,
saw him the other morning. We were at Monica's State Street
yes,
down in New
yes.
London having breakfast,
Shout
and he
outs
walked
to
in with a
Camacho.
bunch, and he walked in with a bunch of people. You know how he travels
That's how-
with
that's how it
his
is,
posse. And he walked in, and we talked for a couple of minutes, and I kind of got on him about his new flag name and said, you know, this isn't working for you. I kind of told him how I felt about it, how I don't think it's really working for him because he was already Camacho and he really needs to. I said, come talk to me. We're going to talk about your promotional stuff. And, you know, so anyway, and Enemy the Illest just dropped a brand new CD a
Dude,
few months
listen,
ago. Have you heard that?
Another big shout out to Enemy the Illest. I have to say one thing about Enemy the Illest. Enemy was responsible for my first show back when I was a young buck. And it was in Jewett City. Back, I think it was before the Jewett City skate park even like was around. And it was in the park where the kids go sledding all the time.
Yep.
And it was in the gazebo, like a white gazebo, and it was back in the day. I was so young, I didn't have any, you know, nominations or anything like that. I don't even think I was 12 years old. I was in like middle school, high school, and me and a good friend of mine, Ace Cannon, big ups to Ace Cannon. These are all people that are on, you know, my albums. Me and him had a show, and I met Enemy the Illest, and he was the one that was like putting on the show. So he's been doing this a
long time.
And
Yes, he has.
I have to salute him every time I see him, because if there's anybody, and yes, his album's great, by the way. He had a Fund Me project. I put money in on that. I didn't even get the CD. I just gave the money, and then I was like, I'll listen to it later. But
I got the interview and the album.
oh my gosh. Oh, well, brother still got to make money.
Yeah.
I didn't have the $6,000 for the interview, but he did. He's definitely put on a lot of artists. He supports his community just as much as, you know, we support him. I wish the best for that guy. Because if there's anybody who will show up at your show and not act like he's holier than thou, it's him. And
Yeah,
he'll be
yeah.
in the front row rocking out to whatever you're playing. He might not even know the words, but he knows that if there's anybody who's gonna support your scene, it's gotta be the people who are part of it.
Yeah.
You can't be a rapper or an MC or a fiddler or a musician and say, oh, Connecticut has a whack music scene, and you've never been to any of your local guys' shows.
Right.
You
If
haven't
you're not-
bought any of their mixtapes.
Right, and I say that all the time. If you're not out supporting local music,
Yeah, then you're a part of the problem.
right,
It
right.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I tried to get. My problem is so many musics, so little time. I can't be everywhere at once. And
That's a major part of my
how
career.
much can I do in one night?
Yeah, and I can only imagine you're everywhere.
The Whaley Award night, like 4 shows in one night, and I couldn't do it all, but
Mm-hmm.
it was a great night, and I'm really proud of you. And tonight on TV, you have the fiddler all the way from Washington, D.C.
Never have performed with him live, and we are talking about working on songs. And to have him play now is something that I've been thinking about since I met you.
Yeah.
What, this is 3 years ago, maybe?
3 years ago.
Like 3 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
And it was in the radio station.
The inspiration
And I
is
was like,
likewise.
And you know, one thing as a producer, you make a lot of digital music. You
Right.
always play, sure, you might have a piano in your studio, but it's very seldom do you have a drum kit, a violin, a viola, a fiddle, a saxophone, and all
Right,
this.
right.
And to meet somebody that plays what you have to sit there and type in and then listen to, and you can't get things to, blend nicely.
I
and
think
he
you should
plays
tell
that.
the audience how much rehearsal time you've had on the
Listen.
2 songs you just did. No, really, because they need to know, maybe, not just how good you are, but
All but a song.
Maybe 459 seconds.
for real.
Rehearsal time.
They've never rehearsed then right before the show.
No.
So they had a little green room time, but yeah, that's how good the fiddler is. By the way, if you want him to play a gig for you, he's going to start coming up like every 15 to 20 days and doing stuff up here and teaching, and
fly, though.
so you
Yes,
can get
I
a hold of
know.
him or me. Yeah, so he is going to be around. He's going to be doing stuff. He's going to be teaching classes, beginners, intermediates, and experts. He's going to be teaching classes. He's going to be doing shows solo and with other musicians. So you can get a hold of me or you can get a hold of him on Raykurt. What's the whole website? Raykurt.com.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Now, you have several albums out,
Yes.
Kamoflage. Tell me where we can find all of your stuff.
You can find my entire discography at Bandcamp. If you'd like, you can search Kamoflage. That's Kamoflage. You can pretty much find my
I love
entire
that.
discography there, all the way from Full Spectrum down to Kinetogenic Season 2. And I think there's 4 or 5 of them that are
Yeah.
out now. In Full Spectrum today, the song that I just played, Somebody to Love, is off of Full Spectrum. That features your beloved Joanna Perricone.
I love
Yeah,
her.
me and Joanna Perricone are best friends forever.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. I've had her
you've
on
had
the
her
show.
here. I watched that whole thing.
Well, you guys came together for the first radio show that you did with me.
Yes.
And that's where I fell in love with her.
Yep.
And I stayed in contact with her, and she has just blossomed into everything that she is. She grabbed a hold of being a star, and her star quality just shines through in everything she does.
Absolutely.
She got up here in front of the camera and tore it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
She's lyrically one of my favorite artists. Even when I listen to radio, hip hop, and stuff like that, I hear a lot of cool stuff. It's all right. But when I put on iTunes and I open up a folder, I go to my local artists section, and that's what I play. When I'm in my car, I never listen to the radio, really.
Yeah.
I listen to my local cats. I listen to Camacho's Adapt or Die. I listen to Enemy. I'll even put on some Apathy or Joanna Perricone or Young D's stuff. And that's what I vibe out to. I listen to Eric Lamb's. I'll download all my local cat stuff before I go to iTunes and buy
Right.
an album for $15.
Eric Lamb's doing some cool stuff now, and he stopped smoking. And I was like,
I
oh, cool.
I don't know anything about that.
I do. He quit smoking.
Oh, you quit
He
smoking
quit
cigarettes?
smoking.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
He did. I'm so proud of him. He listen. Wait, he bioed all of the trials of quitting smoking on online so that people could do it with him.
I did not know that.
You got to give cred to that. I'm sorry, but
Wow.
yeah.
I only see him post pictures of roast pork with lemon meringue sauce or
Yeah,
something.
but hey, wait a minute. That's because he cooked that.
He cooks all the time. That's all I see is pictures of
Yeah, but
mango
he quit
salsa,
smoking and
chicken
he could
giblets or something.
start tasting the food. He hadn't
Yeah.
tasted food in a long time.
Like realistically
Yeah,
tasty.
yeah. That's what happens when you quit smoking. And so I have to, I love you and we're all a part of this community. So when we're talking about Eric Lamb, his music, yeah, but he quit smoking cigarettes.
That's heavy, man, because one thing I firmly believe not only as an artist, but as an adult, I think to evolve as an artist, whether you're a rapper, singer, instrumentalist, a videographer, a choreographer, to evolve as that in an art form, you have to evolve as a human being. And in a way, you have to expose yourself.
Exactly.
And that was one of the biggest humps between, full spectrum to now is not only exposing the music, but exposing yourself. I went into a lot of dark places writing full spectrum, or at least I thought I did. And
we can feel that. We can feel that in the music.
You have no idea, man. Between Full Spectrum and Apex coming out at the end of summer, if you don't know who I am, or if you have no idea what I've been through like in my life, or you don't know anything about intimacy within yourself or your friends, you might even look at your friends differently. By listening to some of the stuff I expose within myself. You might look at other people differently, or yourself. You might learn some stuff about yourself.
Nice. At one point, I remember you questioning your. How do I say this? I don't want to sound racist. I don't want to sound prejudiced, because you were calling out your race and the way that they treat women of your race. Do you remember the conversation about how men expected women to put out, and women would do it just to get that attention?
Yeah.
Do you remember that conversation?
Years ago.
Well, it really wasn't years ago. It was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But it was so real, and that thread went on for months.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
I think that was.
It was
on our Facebook
heavy.
page. Yeah.
Because you put it right out there. You're like, listen, bitches, you girls got to stop giving yourself away to these men that are just going to take what they want. And you came down on the men.
Yeah,
and you came down on the women. You didn't care who you were hurting, because you were calling it straight. Yeah. You were and that's one of the things that I've always admired about you and your music is you don't care who you kick in the teeth, because they deserve it. If you're kicking someone when they're down, it's because they deserve to be down and they need the kick.
Here's the thing. I agree with that, but I've never personally kicked anybody.
No. Just with here. Listen to this.
I've never kicked anybody.
Right.
That you should
right.
know about. But if I make a post, or if I comment something, maybe if I even tweet it, and you feel some type of way, so to speak, that is modern day slang. If you feel some type of way, you should look at yourself and question, why do I feel this way? If I say you B words and you get offended, that might be because you are one, for one. And if the following statement offends you, or if you feel some type of way about it, it's guilt. If it's got to be guilt. That's the only way to put it. I've never directly filleted anybody on Facebook.
No. You never named a name.
Yes, never.
But you called people. You called welfare moms on the welfare thing and on making babies and not.
Man, that's the truest.
You did. You called people on making babies that they weren't going to support.
They didn't have any plan on supporting.
Right. And you really didn't call anybody. You just put it out there. And I was so proud of you. And because people were kicking you back, and I was like, go ahead. And you know what I call you in my phone, and I'm like calling you that and saying, yeah, go. Because you were so real, and people were getting so upset because you were so real. Why are you putting down your own race, brother? I'm like, he's putting down the people that are doing the wrong thing.
Very true. I've never been a fan of withholding factual information.
Well, and that's what it was, too.
If there's facts, if I'm keeping it 100 with you, then I'm sorry. Like, I do apologize for how you took the facts. I can't apologize for the facts themselves. I can only apologize for your feelings. And even that's me even going out of my way to apologize about your feelings. So
yeah, because it's none of your help. You did the right thing. And what I see from that is in all of the music that you put out, in all the shows that you do, in all the ways that you communicate with others, and in all the ways that you relate to humanity in general, it's all that real. There's not a lot of people. I would say that in my circle there's more than not, but only because I gravitate towards what humanity calls the freaks.
Yeah.
We're the freaks
I'm the
because
same
we're
way. I'm the
normal.
same way.
Because we're real. Because we're real and we'll call it out and put it out. We were talking about that the other night in my apartment. We were talking about how because we're real and we don't care what people think about us, and we'll tell them the truth, we're the freaks. You know, we're the ones that are not quite the middle of the road.
The bitter truth is always better than a sweet lie, and that is
Exactly.
that's the facts, man.
Tell me the truth and hurt my feelings now. You know what I mean? Because later on, the lie down the road is really good.
Because I love you.
Right.
Yeah,
Tell me the truth
So
because
hate
I
me
love
because
you.
I love you.
It's just
Right.
gonna fester.
Yeah. Enemy's album
That's
is
what-
called "Hate Me Quietly." Covers it all.
That's, you know.
He told me this story about "Hate Me Quietly," and I'm like, yeah, go to your room and hate me quietly.
Yes, have a good one.
Yeah, go to your room and
Dude,
hate me
I
quietly.
love
It's all
Enemy,
good.
Man. I love enemies. He's so cool, man. He's such a cool cat.
Okay, I want to talk about some really lighthearted things. Who teaches you to dress, Mr. Stylin'?
You know, well, there was
going
a gentleman. No, I don't.
Have you always been so stylish? Because you really don't follow the norm
Right.
with dressing.
I'm so
but
glad you brought this up, man. I'm so glad. I love when people bring that topic up. I don't dress loud because it gets attention. I dress different because this is gonna sound kind of like something a girl on Facebook would say, like, I don't dress this way for you. I dress this way because it's comfortable. Some of this stuff isn't comfortable. This blazer is super fitting, and I don't have giant muscles, but it's still pretty tight.
It
but
looks
I dress
awesome.
this way because it's nice, and I don't see other people doing it. I've always been a fan of choosing my own avenues of being creative. If there's anything I have to applaud is creativity. It doesn't matter if you wear green in the middle of winter and you want to walk outside in flip-flops. I mean, that's stupid, but if you got some cool flip-flop designs and you want to show them off when there's a blizzard, cool, man, that's creative, I guess.
we love cool flip-flops with spikes and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the open-toe chancletas with the spikes.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I don't care what anybody says.
If there's anything I want people to know about me, big ups to Louis Rock as well, because me and him got into it one time about me not wanting to conform in a music video.
Yeah.
And it was actually one of the Cypher videos. And I love him to death, but he wanted everybody in one of the Cypher videos to dress like a b-boy. I'm not a breakdancer. I made
Right.
that face too via Facebook. I even
Right.
have an emoji for that. We should make a emoji for you, by the way. A grandma's.
You can help me with that later, right? You can help me with that one of that,
They'll
right?
have teardrops and everything, and a question mark above their head. But he wanted everyone to dress as a b-boy, and I said, I think that the whole idea of making a Cypher video with different artists is for them to showcase them as individuals and their own creativity, not just lyrically, but even visually. Because when you add a visual element, just like we are now, you could have listened to 1,000,000 Kamoflage songs, and you would never know what I look like, what my style is, or how I sound talking to another person. So to highlight that, or to make me even important in a way to most people, is to create something visual. So if there's anything that I want to do as an artist is become as visually impactful and different as my music is. And if I'm just another cat, whether it be black, white, Hispanic, Asian, yellow, green, or rainbow, if I'm just gonna be a basic dude, I might as well not even write creative lyrics.
Which you do.
Which I do.
Yeah.
I might as well not even try being creative if I just want to blend with everybody. And camouflage is, dictionary-wise means to
Blend in.
blend in a way. But that's.
But you don't spell it that way.
Isn't that such a mind screw?
It is a mind screw.
Because it's like that's my name because I can fit in. No matter what person you are, I can always usually try to relate to you. That's why I can. You're white. You're older than me. I love you.
By a lot.
Hey, listen.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
you. Right. We come from different
Yeah, yeah.
backgrounds. Me and Eric Lamb, we couldn't be more different visually, but we relate on everything. And I can usually blend with any sort of group of people because that's what Kamoflage does. If a chameleon were to jump in front of a green screen, I don't know what color he would be. He'd probably be green. But if you were to put something on the green screen, he'd probably fit to whatever the green screen was.
Right.
So, but at the same time, usually things that are camouflage stand out. And they're there to camouflage for a second until they jump out at you,
Right.
like a snake. You
Yep.
usually are like, I don't see any pit vipers around here. Let's go through the jungle until everyone gets bit in their eyeballs. Because you didn't expect it, because you didn't
Right.
see it.
Right.
A lot of people will never know me until something, explodes or until a radio.
Like a whaley.
Like a whaley.
But like I said, the next, I don't know if we're going to go from here to the New England Music Awards or from here to a Grammy. But I don't see you going backwards. I don't see you staying stuck. I see you working
we'll
really
talk
hard.
Next year. We'll see next year if if we go from being here to you being on tour with me, and you can be my own personal interviewer or something like that.
I love that.
See if we can get her some diamond booties.
Him. He's good. He's good right the way he is. He might need a personal groomer because it gets old for Grandma to have to do that, but he's good. He's such a great dog.
Yeah.
Never mind the
style
dog.
Is huge. Style is huge.
You have a new CD getting ready to
Yes.
come out. When is that happening?
Apex, I would love to have out by late September. The reason why I've put a lot of slower time into these albums is because the amount of care that I really want to go in. Not that I didn't care about Full Spectrum, which did take
Right.
a while to come
That took
out.
a long time.
It did take quite some time. But I really want to make sure that every record, in a way, is one, radio ready. Even if there has to be edits, I want it to be radio ready so that it can be out there. I want to make sure my rights are done, correctly. Make sure my royalty, all that stuff is taken care of. And I want to make sure I get good quality features, such as Fiddler on there. I'm actually looking for people that would not benefit me, but it would benefit the project in a good way mutually for both parties. And you don't have to be an A-list artist to work with Kamoflage. That's one thing I've always taken into consideration is talent. You don't have to be Jay-Z or my Joanna Paracones to work with me. I'm always looking for new talent. And sometimes people are just like me. I always put myself on the same level as the people that come to me and want to work with me, whether they're from Russia, Germany, across the whole entire globe. I get people wanting to work with me all the time because they've worked on vocals from Full Spectrum, which has over now 700 remixes just on the songs on that. And
Nice.
I Skyped a person. I don't know if you saw the Facebook post. I Skyped a guy all the way from Romania, Hungary, and he asked me a month ago to work on a project that was going to, be a collaboration, and he Skyped me. I've never Skyped anybody before from across the ocean, and seeing him, talking to him, and how he told me his, not his life story, but the story of all the stuff that's going on over there, and how they can't even get visas to come to America, and it's super hard.
Right.
All this hard stuff, and how the only way that he can get out and expose himself in any creative way, because he can't write certain things, he can't post certain things to the internet.
Right.
They even have different Facebook laws and internet laws over there. So the only way that he can communicate how he really wants to is through music. And he remixed my song. It almost made me cry because I was like, I'm a part of someone's life and they're giving me credit for something I didn't even do. And he's like, the only way I could really express myself and get my music to your market or get myself heard, even through you in another country, was to take your vocals and make a new song out of it. And now I met him via Skype millions of miles away, and he's a fan of Apathy. They have Apathy in Romania. Well, they don't have him there. He's
But Apathy's
in
been,
But he's been around the world, and he's like, Apathy, man? Oh my God.
Yeah, he grew up in the hood.
Yeah. And his mind was blown that I knew Apathy and Camacho, and I'm like, bro, these are people, well, not Apathy, but Camacho. You remixed someone's song, Camacho, being me and Camacho's song, who's now with Apathy. So Apathy could have heard your song, and you don't even know it.
Right.
And he's like, oh man, this is the best moment of my life.
That's so
So I was
cool.
like, bro, if I'm ever one day in a position to Skype, with apathy behind me, I'll Skype you so you can meet someone that you loved as a kid and that you still listen to his music to this day. And that's just a testament to the universal power of sound. And I'll say that till I'm dead. Like, universal sound is built on, just good vibes, man.
Right. Well, like what you two have. I'm just going to take a minute to talk to Ray Kurt for a second. How did it feel to get to play? You've been talking with with Kamoflage for a while. Sorry. Well, how did it feel to get to play with him today?
Well, it's something that I had envisioned, a year from when I met him. I was impressed by his music and the style and his approach of his music. So and so how I hear music, if it inspires me, and there's something in there, and if there's something that I can contribute to it, or that's all in accordance to what should happen, and that's how I flow. If I hear something and I go with it, with the inkling. And thank you for, that you made it possible.
If I can just get people to hear all of the great original music that crosses in front of me, that's the job that I have.
Yeah.
It's not about the woman. It's not about grandma. It's about grandma's attic that is full of musicians.
And the
it's
music
not about me.
That's
It's about
the power,
you guys.
Is the music is the universal language.
Right.
So
Right.
as it comes
If
across.
I passed away tomorrow and no one remembered my name, but they remembered that Grandma's attic always had really good music on it, that's all I care about. That's all that matters. Don't even put my name on a stone. Just say, Grandma's attic really, really loved musicians. I'd be good with that's perfect, right? That's what I want. That's how I live. That's what I dream. People say, you don't make any money. I'm like, you're right, I don't. But I'm happy.
And we got to get out
I
and create
believe-
more
yeah.
music.
I believe that if you follow your passion and follow your happiness, that the means of support, it's not necessarily money, but the means of support will happen. And how much money you need will always be there. How much money you want, well, that's up to your head. That's up to your head. Now, do you two have some kind of plans to work together in the future?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We were talking before even this show. I had sent him, some stuff that I was already working on that I would love to hear what he can add to it. Even if I take away some stuff that's in my beat or instrumental, and he replaces it with real stuff.
Yeah.
That would be the best, man.
Well, I'm looking forward to all of the collaborations. I think that musicians that work together and play together and hang out together just enhance the whole music scene.
It always has.
Yeah, and I've seen that. Especially, I think, I see that more in New London County than I do anywhere else. I was just up in New Haven this past weekend to see a really big band from the UK, and they had a couple of local bands in, and they're all just chilling together, and they all had to share the same green room, and they were all like they all did the same kind of music, kind of punk stuff, and they're all down in the basement doing their punk stuff, and I was like, yes. It was so cool because none of them had ever met each other.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's just so cool because music is such a universal language. Now, do you think that your new album is going to be Whaley ready?
Absolutely.
And
that's just hands down yes. If it doesn't, there's no way.
okay, so we're looking for a September drop.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a September interview, at least on the radio with it.
Okay.
So when you have it ready, you bring it to the Grandma's Attic radio show, and we'll put it on the radio, and I'll be the first person to make the world hear, because now we're on iHeartRadio, and we're heard around the world now. And last I checked, we were number 8 college station on iHeart.
Yikes.
Number 8.
Whoa.
That's WCNI 90.9 FM, iHeartRadio. It's very cool to have a radio station that is that listened to around the world.
I have to
I
agree.
love that.
I know that
I love
feeling.
that.
And you never know until either somebody gives you the information or you go to check for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I still get emails every other day, if not every day, from people who are submitting like remixes of mine that they've done. And even though I've had Full Spectrum out for over 2 years now,
Right.
To get a remix
This
of,
fly is really.
it's
I'm gonna get one of my
the most
fly-
elusive too. The most
Yeah, he's a
elusive.
bad fly. He's a bad
I feel
fly.
like Obama when he had that fly interview and he caught it like a ninja.
I missed that one, but I get it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
get it.
Obama
Let's do
fly.
the Obama ninja thing. Sit down and behave.
He's chasing them.
But it's
So-
awesome to get the feedback and to see how many people actually listen to your stuff and where. If you ever do your analytics, or I think that I said that right?
Yep.
The Google Analytics or Reverb Nation to see where listeners are from. I'll be honest, I get a lot of listeners from the United States, but the majority of plays and downloads are from actually on the other side of the world. Like Europeans love
Yep.
Kamoflage apparently. Like Germans, they love Kamoflage.
Well, and I think it's been like that forever, that people from other countries have a tendency to be more open-minded.
Yeah.
Oh, these guys are from our town, they're no big deal.
Right,
But
right.
back in the 80s, we had the Reducers. And did the Reducers go to #1 here? Never. But they wouldn't sign here. So they went to Japan, and when they went to Japan, they were mob scene. Just like the Beatles here,
Right.
Japan went overkill.
Maybe I should go to Japan.
I think you should go wherever your heart leads you. Kamoflage, you should go wherever your heart leads you. You guys, both of you are heroes of mine. I was
You're a
so,
hero of ours.
Well,
Or
I was
mine.
so honored to be able to give you this. Whether I had done it there, here on my show makes it 200 times more special.
I'll never miss another whaley. I don't care what I have to do. I can't miss another whaley.
Well, yeah, because then I won't be able to give it to you on my show and talk about being a cougar and stuff. Listen, as always, we've run out of time. I always run out of time in my great interviews. Do you have a song to take us out with?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Will you join me? Will you join-
Please, yeah, sure.
Okay, so
Put some
Kamoflage and the Fiddler are going to take us out. And while they're getting over there and getting set up, I love you guys. We'll hug after the show. While they're getting over there and getting set up, I will tell you that don't forget to look for September 12th. It's the Garlic Fest. It's the I Am Fest is the 19th. Two Left Feet Blues Festival is the 12th up at Powder Ridge. There's all kinds of things coming up. Please don't miss your local shows. Visit your local art galleries. There's some beautiful ships down in the harbor. Go see them. I believe the Amistad's down there and will be there for a while. Get out. Smile at someone you don't know today and thank your service people for their service. Until next week, guys, love you. God bless and have a great week.
I guess.
Doing it again. I got one last song to bring it out. It's called For Herself.
Hey, I was just calling, seeing how you were. What you've been up to. I see you've been working hard, real hard lately. And I was wondering if you was free this weekend. When, till next one. If you're free, hit me up. I'm just so tired. That body, don't get me started on this bridge now. I just want you all to myself. So give me a call, alright? Bye.
Yeah. White girl from a home state, rich white girl from Connecticut. She said, how come you always got your heart locked up and you never let nobody in? You don't know what I've been through, and it's sad but it's true. Cause these girls ain't loyal. I don't even know about you. She said, I don't even know what I was doing back then, but I'm glad I found you. And she like, Cam, I really love you. I'm like, yeah, me too. And she just looking for affection, but I already got a plan. I'm her man crush Monday, but she already got a man. She be Instagram flexing with a MySpace dick looking XOXO. And her man think it's for him, but he don't know. She on her way to my house. She tell her man she going to the gym. Either way she getting worked out, so it's pretty much the same thing. Son getting jelly, getting salty like Pringles. I'm like, screw all your feelings, what you expect, man? I'm young, black, and single. She be leaving panties over my crib, hoping that the side chick find it. Hey, but I caught on to that real quick. She said, I don't wanna scare you, but nothing compares to the feeling I get when my body is near you. I want you to hold me when nobody's there to. I said, I feel what you're saying, but don't be mistaken. You're a pretty cool chick, but if I know one thing, it's this. Man, I told that girl, I don't have enough time to spend it all on you. Money on my mind, and I'm on my grind, doing what I gotta do. I told that girl, I don't have enough time to spend it all on you. Money on my mind, and I'm on my grind, doing what I gotta do. She just want me for herself. She just want me for herself. And she don't want nobody else. She just want me for herself. And she just want me for herself. And she don't want nobody else. She just want me for herself. She just want me for herself. And she don't want nobody else. She just want me for herself. She just want me for herself. And she just want me for herself. She just want me for herself. Black girl from the bricks, super duper thick. Talking about brothers ain't nothing. Hey, until a real brother cutting off. And she be all up in the club while a girl babysits. And she be calling me daddy all the time, and them ain't even my kids. She be at every one of my shows, she be in the front row, she be in the front row, yeah. And she be logging in the Facebook, liking every pic I upload, every pic I upload. Brothers lined up, but they all got replaced. I done messed up her clientele. Model looking face, soda bottle waist, and the booty like a Clydesdale. Yeehaw, and you see her, you'll be like, oh God, how can I meet her? She be chick, get ran for the visa, then hasta la vista. Oh no, she don't take no lip, but she knows how to take this. She be looking through my phone, like who the heck is this? Contacts for the bad ones, my call log, pocket salt all. You can take a week off, have a week-long call off, and you still couldn't call them all. Sheesh, that's too many buns. And I don't even know why I bothered. In the bed extension, I don't need a daughter. Women need too much attention, more than oxygen or water, god darn. Leave me, I dare you. But nothing compares to the woman I am, and you'll need me the most when you feel all alone and there's nobody there to. I said, I feel what you're saying, but don't be mistaken. You're a pretty cool chick, but if I know one thing, it's this. Man, I told that girl, I don't have enough time to spend it all on you. Money on my mind, and I'm on my grind, doing what I gotta do. I told that girl, I don't have enough time to spend it all on you. Money on my mind, and I'm on my grind, doing what I gotta do. She just want me for herself. She just want me for herself. And she don't want nobody else. She just want me for herself. Yeah, she just want me for herself. She don't want nobody else. She just want me for herself. She just want me for herself. And she don't want nobody else. She just want me for herself. And she just want me for herself. And she just want me for herself. She just want me for herself. Check it. I don't have enough time to spend it all on you. Money on my mind, I'm doing what I gotta do. I thought I told ya. No, I don't have enough time to spend it all on you. Because I'm on my grind, I'm doing what I gotta do. She just want me for herself. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And she just want me for herself. And she don't want nobody else. No, she just want me for herself. Yeah, yeah. She wants me for herself. Man, I told that girl, no, I don't have enough time to spend it all. Spend it all on you. Spend it all on you. All on. Spend it all on you. I told that girl, no, I don't have enough time to spend it all. Spend it all. Cause I'm on my grind, doing what I gotta do. She just want me for herself. She just want me for herself. And she just want me for herself. She just want me for herself.
and she just want me for herself. And she just want me for herself. She just want me for herself. She just want me for herself. And she just want me for herself. She just wants me. Wants me for herself. She just want me for herself. Yeah. Spend it all on you, all on you. No, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to spend it all on you. Spend it all on you. Oh no, 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 no.